Hello, and welcome to episode 5 and our first ever mega episode or megasode for our Create Superflat Survival mod pack. Hope today's going swell and well for you so far. As for me, well, it's going. Without further ado, let's dive into another episode. First and foremost, I do apologize as far as the amount of time that has passed in between just any uploads in general. Series of events kind of unfolded that I had not foreseen, but of course, that's life, and that's what happens sometimes. To keep a long story short, essentially I had 3 days where stuff kind of popped up. Well, it didn't really pop up, but you know what I mean. I had stuff happening. So apologize on my behalf for the break there. And yeah, I intended for this episode to be a mega episode regardless, because there's so much to do with the Create mod and within this mod pack because of the Create mod, and because that's kind of your limiting factor, right? It's you have to use Create to get everything. Now, if you take a notice at my money in the top left, we have $319,000. So I think I should start the episode out by kind of explaining, how we got here. So my biggest detriment before, we all know that I was using the Flint farm down here to farm money, and it's still going. As you saw, it's made up to 55,000, which isn't bad. I've just kind of not been touching it because my new way of making money is a little bit better. So first things first, we got to the mechanical crafter stage. Now, the mechanical crafter was difficult because we needed a fair amount of brass and we needed the electron tube. So we kind of just had to save up money because I didn't feel like doing a copper or a zinc farm. And at the time, I didn't realize that copper, as well as a couple other resources, can be made using Viridium. And of course, you need the crushing wheels for this, so it's not like we could have gotten into this before doing all this. But it took me a little bit of time to realize that there are these custom generating blocks. Or maybe I saw it in the beginning and then kind of forgot about it. But this is ultimately going to be our key into making a lot of money really, really easy. So we got the mechanical crafter. I just kind of waited and waited and waited and shelled out all the money for all of the brass. And of course, brass is zinc and copper. You can buy zinc nuggets for $100. You can buy copper ingots for 1,000. So you need, because you only have to do this recipe 7 times. So you need 8 brass, which is only 4 of these and 4 of these. So that's 4,000 plus 3,600. It's like $7,600. So not too much. But you also need the blaze burner and you need this whole setup, right? Well, the blaze burner is actually completely obtainable without going to the nether. You can buy blaze rods for 1,000. A little expensive, but you can, and I did. You can buy soul sand, or you can just make it using the method we used below for haunting. And then you need an empty blaze burner. This is pretty easy. You just need some iron sheets and netherrack. Well, now, netherrack you can't purchase from the shop, but, and you'll notice I've not even lit my nether portal, although there are some things that I would like to go to the nether for. We'll get into that later. But what you can do is you can buy nylium, which, of course, when you break it with a normal pickaxe, it gives you back netherrack. So, netherrack is purchasable from the shop, just not in the form that you think. There's also this nether quartz ore, but you need a crushing wheel in order for there to be a chance for netherrack to spawn off of it. So I recommend just biting the bullet, spending 1,000, getting your netherrack here. Or, I mean, you could also just go into the nether and mine one piece and save yourself $1,000. I didn't, because I didn't really want to go into the nether off episodes or off camera, right? Which, of course, I've been trying to record a lot of this stuff, and we'll probably have bits throughout this episode where it is just a time lapse of me having built some of these machines and contraptions. Because I think that'd be pretty cool. And I've been trying to record. Sometimes I forget, and then you get like half a contraption is built, and you know, I'll make it work. But anyways, so yeah, first things first, we got to the mechanical crafters. Getting the blaze burner and all that stuff was a pain, but it's not impossible. And as I just showed you, everything you can do in the overworld. Now, once you have the blaze burner down, you just need to right click it with some coal and it'll activate. And then of course you have your mixer on top, just going ham, and you'll need your basin, which we'll see this a little bit later on because I set up a little automatic thing for it. I guess I can go ahead and run over here real quick. I was doing it by hand. Don't recommend that. It's not very fun, not very fast. Here's our basic setup, and this allows for the bronze to exit the basin as soon as it's made, because if you leave the bronze in there, it'll continue to mix it and it'll turn into the liquid like molten bronze, right? Or is it brass? It's brass, not bronze, sorry. So yeah, you'll get this molten brass. As you can see, it's made by heating brass in a cauldron, so you, or whatever this is called, basin. So you want to avoid leaving your brass in there. This little setup allows for it to automatically be put out onto the conveyor belt and go into the drawer as soon as it's made. So that really works. It's very simple. Blaze burner, again, you just insert some coal or charcoal or really any burnable, and it'll tell you down there how many seconds it has. You can insert more to increase the time. And yeah, there's that. Now you'll notice I have these little spots around my base where I was kind of AFKing, and that's because well, I wanted to get the money to potentially buy an item that I'm hoping by the end of this episode we'll be able to buy. So, back to here, right? Sorry, seem to have a bit of a frog in my throat. Also, it's been a little bit since I've recorded, and whenever I take even just a couple days off, my voice like forgets how to function over an extended period of talking. So, got the mechanical crafters, cool. Next, we needed the crushing wheels. This isn't very expensive, right? Just andesite alloy and iron ingots, which of course we can get our iron nuggets, sorry. We can get our iron nuggets from taking gravel that was made over there and washing it, which I no longer have that washing setup, but I'll get into why that is here in just a minute. So, crushing wheels is a huge advancement in this mod pack and in general in Create, so as soon as you can get them online, the better. And then basically what we started doing was this setup over here. So I wanted to test out that cobblestone generating methodology here, the custom generating. So basically you put the block intended, right? So for this, it's an iron sheet block for ochrum, it's a golden sheet block. For veridium, it's copper, and so on and so forth. And then you just put water on one side, lava on the other, and crimsite, in this case, will be formed. So, water on one side with a little hole so that way the water doesn't touch the lava and turn it into obsidian. Lava on that side, iron block or iron sheet block down below. And then we have the crimsite forming. Mechanical drill is coming from above because I tried this a lot of different ways, but without the bottom block being able to be empty, which is what I use for my cobblestone method over there, I just let it fall onto a conveyor belt. But if the bottom block has to be a certain block, in this case iron sheet block, then you can't really have it fall. So then how do you collect this without having a conveyor belt, essentially? So my plan was use a fan. I'm a big fan of fans, and I think they work fantastic. Now, it's a real simple setup. I've only sped it up twice, looks like. Yeah, 1, 2. Okay. And basically that creates enough force to get it out of the way before another block spawns. Then on the other side, we have an andesite funnel that leads into a chest, and obviously this is all very, very full, but that's fine. We'll take this out of here because I haven't needed this section and this operation for quite some time. I actually have a whole nother setup where it's going along a lot better. But what you can do is take the crimsite and you can put it into a crushing wheel. Out of it, you will get iron nuggets and crushed raw iron. Now, iron sells for like $5 or something like that. Just a simple little iron ingot. $5.25. So that's not bad, right? That's still more than flint. However, you can then take your crushed raw iron and sure, you can bulk smelt it here or bulk blast it, whatever it's going to call it. However, there's a better methodology. If you bulk wash it, you're still going to get 9 iron nuggets back, which is enough for an iron ingot. So 1-to-1 ratios, same as before. But you're also going to have a 75% chance of getting redstone. Redstone's important because it sells for $12.50. So every time you wash one piece of this, you have an option of getting redstone, which sells for $12.50, over double the amount of iron and way more than everything else that we've been trying to sell. So you take your crushed raw iron, you go and you wash it, and it gives you redstone and iron nuggets. And that brings us to this setup. This whole contraption here is only served for one purpose. Sure, the iron is nice. We do have infinite iron now, and obviously a lot of it, because this machine just runs indefinitely. But we also have a lot of redstone. And I figured this would be a fun little experiment to do on screen. So we're going to try and take this redstone and go sell it all at once. So let's get everything put up in this gold backpack here because I happened to loot one. And we have the iron one equipped to us, so that's how I have 2 backpacks in case you're wondering. All right, sorry. So yeah, what I want to do is take 5,000 redstone dust and go sell it, and let's see how much money we get, because I've been taking 3,000, 4,000, 2,000, and selling that, and it gives you a lot. I don't have to worry about this stuff falling off the side, so don't worry about that. I was hesitant to do this for a very long time because I was pretty sure it was going to end up falling off the side, but it won't. And then we can take and just insert all this. So cool, full backpack's worth. And we can also sell the iron ingots. Obviously 13,000 times 5 is 65,000 or something like that. So like a lot of money. But just selling our redstone here, full inventory as we see, we're going to get $28,000. So it's not hard to see how we've managed to rack up to 300,000 given you just do this a couple times. Now sure, I could auto export the redstone into a cellar. I just feel like this is more rewarding. I don't mind coming over here and doing this because it feels good to get all that money. Now the iron, I will admit I've been very questionable about doing that one because it would save me a lot of time and be a lot easier, but I don't want to run out of iron, so I don't do it. But what we can do is we can go ahead and pick up a lot of this. And basically what I do with iron is I just fill up my inventory because I'm never going to empty this thing out. There's just way too fucking much of it. That's about 4,000 there. Let's get down to 8,000. We'll see if this fills everything up. Almost. Fill up our inventory real quick. and we'll get a good estimate of how much I make per shop trip, because this is basically what I do every time. Go get a couple thousand redstone, go get several thousand iron, and come back and sell it. All right, so a couple more stacks here, and we're almost to 400,000, which is important because what I'm looking to get to is 500,000, and we'll see why here in just a minute. Really, what I want to get to is a couple million, but I'll settle for 500,000 for our first little bout here. And then after this, honestly, I'll probably just go set up a much bigger version of what we have behind us. So we're at 419,000 now, basically $100,000 gained there, which is, yeah, again, pretty good. So this setup is very similar to the one before. I did have it as a 4-block setup, but then an accident happened with the water, and it did this. And you know what? This is actually even better. It doesn't have to be obsidian there, but having it to where your last block does not transform allows for all your other blocks to get across fast enough and into the chute. So, like I said, same setup. We have lava on one side, iron sheet blocks down below, mechanical drills being drilled into it. All of our power is coming from water wheels up top and then being slowly transformed down. And then, yeah, an encased fan on the back, blowing out a whole lot of air, pushing it forward, getting everything into the chute. The chute then drops it onto a belt, which brings it into an oak storage drawer. Now, initially, when I had this set up, this was important because this was kind of filling up, and this wasn't able to process it fast enough because I just had the wrong combinations of like exporters and importers. But now it's obviously working really well. So takes it from this oak drawer, which could be a chest or any really storage type concept. And if I wanted to, I could always go break those in the back and change it to, you know, copper or gold, and it would start producing the other mentioned items here. So it'd be a really easy way for me to convert this machine over and start using it for another material. That being said, I'm probably just going to build a whole nother setup for those two. So goes up top, gets dropped into some crushing wheels, which then drops it onto a conveyor belt. This one might be a little harder to show. Where's my bed? It is getting nighttime, and I've not done my due diligence with lighting everything up, I'll be honest with you. Just give it to you straight there. So, next up we have a brass tunnel, which splits into 2 separate directions for our belts. So one goes forward, one comes over. The one that comes over has been filtered with iron nuggets because that's all we want to send over here is iron nuggets. And yeah, basically we have a fan over here with a washing setup, hence why we don't need one over there anymore because all the washing that I really care about happens right here. And then we have a filter in here. I'm not going to right click it because I think it will empty it. But basically the filter just says, do not allow crushed iron dust or crushed raw iron, as it were. So then whenever it tries to go through, it doesn't work. And obviously whenever it piles up, it kind of just sits there. But the second that it has enough room on the belt, then it will go forward, which I think a stack on a belt can be up to 64, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously it kind of flows through. We don't ever lose items due to idleness because they do process quick enough that everything goes onto the belt and gets shipped around. And we just sold 5,000 redstone and we're already back up to 200. So you can see this machine works really fast, this contraption, whatever you want to call it. And then back here we have a whole nother water wheel setup just for powering these belts because I didn't want to try and finesse it and, you know, run out of how much kinetic stress I have because we also have to power these wheels, which are quite a bit, right? 2,000 between the two of them. So yeah, that's basically this whole setup and how we're getting... I mean, obviously we already had infinite money before, but now we're hitting hundreds of thousands rather than just a couple thousand every so often. So yeah, this is the right setup. So yeah, really awesome. I'm really happy with this setup, and I find it to be a pretty ingenious way of getting a lot of money. Now, the reason I want 500,000 is if we scroll on down here, we have the creative shop. What I really want is like the creative world shaper or this unlimited item withdrawal, because both of those sound really good. The creative world shaper, you essentially can place down any block. It's basically like playing in creative. You don't have to have, I don't think you have to have any more than one of the block, but you know, that'd be something for us to test. And then the unlimited item withdrawal, obviously it sounds like you just slap this on a drawer, put whatever item you want in, and then take out as much as you want of that item, which sounds, again, really awesome. But those both cost a couple million, as I said. So what I was looking at is the creative motor, which obviously can create infinite amounts of rotational force at max speed. So that's pretty awesome, and it would allow us to set up some really big, like iron redstone type contraption. Sorry. And I don't know if this has any amount of stress impact limit on it, or if I could literally power my entire base off of this creative motor. So we'll test it out and see, but that is what I want to get into. I also would like to get the creative filling tank. If you hold shift, it says automatically fuels the stuff that uses fuel and water. Now we do have jetpacks in this mod pack, which we will eventually be making ourselves, but obviously it's a little bit of a setup here. Not a difficult one, not one we can't achieve, obviously, with everything else we've already done, but it is a process, and a process that I've not undergone yet. So once I realized that I was going to have plenty of money, I decided to start building other farms. That being said, this lava bit over here was probably my first little test outside of the iron. Basically what we have is a lava formation setup. So we have dripstone, lava up above. They do have to be full source blocks, and then a cauldron down below. What you can do is actually attach mechanical pumps to the cauldron, give it a little bit of spinning motion. It'll suck out the lava, and you can then attach it to a tank to store it. This gives you infinite lava. Now, obviously, you'd probably want more than just 2, but that's why we have the setup down there. So this is a really good and easy way of getting infinite lava and just storing it. And as you see, it can be a very small setup here. You only need 1 fluid tank to really store it, and of course, it can store about 8 buckets. So if you're looking to get good automatic lava without having to constantly check back, this is probably going to be your simplest solution here. All right, so that should be everything over here kind of explained. Again, sorry for all the pauses there. We need to eat. Do I have food? Apples. That'll work. Okay, so I guess let's get into this now, because this was actually the next farm that I built after the iron setup. Sorry, I really like having my stuff down here. Awesome. Okay, so ignore all this stuff down below. It has nothing to do with it. But this is an automatic tree farm. You got to be careful, because this thing will fucking launch you straight off the side. It's happened a couple times. I'm not sure why this is. Yeah, it has 875 saplings, but it's not. It's not like distributing them to the hands. This farm has been a bit finicky, I won't lie. I don't know if it's because of how fast it's spinning or what, but it just doesn't work properly. The hands, like, obviously they should be getting saplings. There's saplings in the chest up there, but they don't, so it's whatever. We can always turn it off by, oh, if I can reach it. Right-clicking. And we'll go up here and actually see what makes this machine work. So, underneath this linear chassis, if I break this dirt, hopefully we caught it good. We have a mechanical bearing, which is taking spin rotation from below. Linear chassis will all connect to one another, meaning you don't have to super glue them, so that's good. And then on one side, we have several mechanical saws, which chop down the tree if it chops the last block of the tree. So, of course, you can always ponder on these. Oh, that's mechanical drill. There's the mechanical saw. So, yes, as you see here. And if it's a 4x4, it has to cut the last one for it to break the whole tree. But it will break that whole damn thing. See? Cool. So, basically we just had it spin around. Sorry, I didn't cover that cough. Or maybe this is why. Why are there sticks in my deployers? Should not be sticks in here. Doesn't make any sense. So the sticks should be getting filtered out. And I mean, we still have plenty of room up there, so I don't really want to mess with that. Yeah, the only thing that doesn't get filtered in our filter is saplings. So I'm not sure. Maybe it is spinning too fast. Maybe we gotta slow that spin down. Oh, well, for now, we won't worry about it, because obviously it does work. I mean, we've got 1,800 logs. It's way faster than me going down and manually mining. And it sounds like since I removed those sticks, everything got placed back properly. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Well, it's been known to do this too. I don't know why it is, because all the logs should be getting transferred out. It'll fix itself. I have faith. Oh, goodness. All right, so we saw the blaze burner setup in the back. This setup here with deployers and the mechanical press, it serves one purpose and one purpose alone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful purpose, really. Something that will hopefully come in handy in the future. Basically, what we do is we take some slabs here. Really, the slabs can be... Oh, shit. Fuck. Stop it. Stop. Stop. So we take some slabs here. I'll explain why that works the way it works here in just a minute. We take some nuggets. And if I... that. And do that. It will make train tracks. Which is what you see here. Because eventually I would like to have a train that sort of goes through all of our larger contraptions and maybe circles back around and shows you the base a little bit. That kind of thing. So, yeah, that'll be important in the future. And again, it's really simple. You throw in some iron nuggets into the deployers. You throw in some slabs. And then bonk, bonk, bonk your way to victory. As far as, like, how this finish is working, because we do have a chest up top on it that, oh fuck, that stores all the items. I don't know if you saw that whenever I stopped the machine. I'm not going to stop it again because obviously it turns into chaos. The deployers need to be 1 up, so you can see it's 1, 2, 3, I guess technically 3 up from the ground in order to plant the saplings. I know a lot of people have problems with this because they try to put it on the 2nd level. It has to be up 1. Oh, and then portable storage interface in order to export items. We're using a smart chute so that way I can filter out saplings and rather leave them in here, right? So it continues to plant them. And down at the bottom for easy access, we have an andesite funnel, which basically catches everything from the dropper there and puts it into a nice little drawer. So that was a fun setup. Again, probably should slow it down a little bit, but you know, whatever. It works. So I have wood. I don't have to go chop wood with an axe anymore because that's really annoying and really inefficient and really, really time consuming, honestly. All right. So that's 1, 2 down. Next up came food because I got tired of going down, mining potatoes, running back up because, of course, our farm is still down there. And we got another little section, which I'll go explain here in just a minute. But now we have a way of automatically gathering potatoes, carrots, and wheat. So let's hop on up here. It is a very similar process, except it has been slowed down because I think I realized my mistakes. But same general idea, mechanical bearing, linear chassis. I didn't build this farm in a very visually appealing way, but it works, and so I don't really give a damn. This is my first real big deep dive into Create, so doing things like this, I'm like, yeah, I'm just proud that it works. And it does, and obviously we have more room that we could fill in up here, but I'm not concerned. The whole point was to get plenty of food for me to eat and potentially do some breeding. We have seeds, we have wheat, we have potatoes, we have carrots, so cool. All right, all that checks out. Obviously, placing down some more wheat seeds would probably be ideal, but we just did that not too long ago. We were only working with 3, which is why it's such a huge gap in between potatoes and wheats and all that. So yeah, Then we have our infinite lava setup, which is the exact same as before, but now it's been expanded. So we have 16 or a 4x4 setup of lava up above this. I have it all encased so nothing burns down. I don't really know if the Create stuff can burn from lava, but better safe than sorry. And then we have 16 mechanical pumps. Each one uses 64 stress units at its current speed, but it has been slowed way down. Why? Because lava doesn't form in cauldrons very quickly. You know, it takes several thousand ticks for a random instance of this to occur, basically, with the probability that it has. So you don't have to speed these things along, especially since each one at this slow speed uses 64. You can imagine how many, like how much it uses if you're spinning this a lot faster, and each one's using 256 and you have 16 of these. Like, you're probably going to need a boiler at that point. I've yet to make a boiler because, well, I'm about to have a creative motor. Do I need a boiler when I'm about to have a motor? And setting up these water wheels is a lot simpler than setting up a boiler on one platform and then running that power basically all the way over to each other platform. This way I just set up a new power thing and make sure the platforms are large enough. And my methodology with this is that each platform that really holds the stuff, obviously this is kind of the front functioning, but everything that actually functions is within one chunk. Same thing over here. It's all within one chunk. Same thing for all of my setups. That's kind of how they've been set up. This middle chunk is for the train, and then these side ones are for the contraption. So I can easily just have this one force loaded, have this one force load, which this one's a little weird one because I didn't really like think about this yet, but I already had this force loaded for the rest of the base down below and everything else. So that's my ideology moving forward with how I'm doing, like why I'm placing things where I'm placing them, if that makes sense. But yeah, so all these just pump out. You can see the back pipe there. That is where they actually all lead to. So we have all of these, then we have pipes down below them, which leads into this bigger tank here, which can hold 64 buckets. 64,000 is 64 buckets. And then a very basic mechanical pump that pumps it up to the spout so we can have lava buckets whenever we want. We just put buckets in here. They go down the conveyor belt. Actually, we can probably see this real quick. So put in any amount of buckets in here. They'll go down. It'll fill up. While this is waiting to fill back up, the bucket will stop right here. And then whenever it fills up, it'll fill up just as before and continue on. So yeah, infinite lava, infinite food, infinite wood, and infinite money. I hate to say that I'm done with this pack because I'm really having a lot of fun, and that's why I kind of don't want to. I do want to start a new pack because I think it would be good for us on the channel to kind of have some separation in between our series, because right now we're at episode 5 on this one, and I think we're on episode 5 or 6 on the other one. So they're kind of too close with episode numbers for my liking, which obviously I did to myself, but I really wanted to play both packs. And I'm happy that I have because, well, this pack's been really fun and has really expanded my understanding of Create, which is nice, right? Oh, we ran out of ingots over here, or nuggets rather. Do 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 do. There we go. And then yeah, we're gonna have plenty of train tracks. But anyways, I'm having a lot of fun with both of these series, and I don't really want to stop this one because I still have a lot more ideas. I want to do a huge train track. I want to automate a lot of stuff with Create as much as what I can. And that's kind of the goal with this series, is to take Create in a super flat world and just see how far we can really take it. I know that was the original Modpack author's intentions, as he himself also played through the pack. I know he intended this to be played on hardcore or hard mode. We're not going to worry about that. We're having a good time, and we're building a lot of really cool Create contraptions. So that's kind of been the point. And I said this was going to be a mega episode, but I actually got through all of that explaining in 30 minutes, which is pretty impressive to me because I feel like we made so much progress in between episodes. But whenever you take a step back and you're like, well, I built 4 contraptions. It's like, oh, okay, well, maybe you didn't make that much progress. We're going to take out the 58,000 that has racked up as well, so I can deposit it all in here. We're at 477,000, ladies and gents. It's looking like within this episode, we're going to get that creative motor, which is fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted. We could probably already get it if I go sell some iron. Let's see. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is I don't really want to stop this series all that much. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I built a lot of really cool things. That being said, I also think that I've kind of reached a point where if I do stop this series, I don't feel bad about it. I feel like I reached the point that we needed to reach for this, right? We got infinite, we have the ability to make infinite everything. We're buying creative items. I feel like we're at the end, right? And I feel like we did a damn good job given we never even went to the Nether. Not even once. Maybe that would be a fun way to end the series, to go to a new dimension, just to see what it's like to not have everything be so damn flat. Oh, there is one more thing I guess I need to go down there and explain, but yeah, we'll get to that. So we need, what, 13,000 more? Goodness me. All right, well, let's just pop out as much iron as what we think we might need for that. And we were at, what, 8,000 whenever we started this? I really don't have to worry about this because it does build up just so damn fast. I do have storage upgrades on these as well, if you're wondering how I'm able to hold so much within my, my drawers here. It's not a great sentence now that I say that. So we just have one basic emerald, and if that ever fills up, we'll slap another one on there, because why not? We got the money. It only costs 2,000 to buy 2 emeralds to do everything we need to do. So let's see. Oh yeah, we're gonna get there with this. Organize this stuff. Let's get all this iron down. I wish there was a quicker way to do this. If y'all know a quicker way than just shift clicking all this in, please let me know. And don't just say, we'll put it on a conveyor belt and send it to the sender. You know, whatever it is. The exporter, the seller. I've played a lot of, and I am playing a lot of mod packs with money or currency-based systems. So, you know, keeping up with B-Bucks and C-Bucks and money, like what we have here, it can get confusing. And then, of course, obviously, you have real-life money you have to keep up with, and job stuff. Now I'm just complaining to complain because I needed to fill the time until we got to this point. All right, creative shop. Give me that creative motor. Can't believe I just spent 500,000, but let's see if it's worth it. So I basically just want to try and connect every contraption I possibly can to this. Ooh, 162,000. Oh, at its current speed. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. We're gonna need this. 4 million at its current speed. Oh goodness. So yes, this should be able to run everything in the base extremely quickly. Do I have anything that it can actually run? Hand crank? Just grab on. All right. Oh, I guess this would have to. It's not going to retract, right? So, you know what? Fuck it. I was trying to be comical. Give me my creative motor back. Cool. So, yeah, that should definitely power our entire base. Let's see. Basically, what we would do is have this. And I just said it would be annoying to set this up with a steam boiler, but this isn't a steam boiler, okay? We don't have to feed anything into this. We literally just transport the stuff around the base. So, do I have... I don't have any mechanical belts on me. Amateur mistake. But obviously that would allow us to kick this whole contraption up to like ha gear. And to run virtually infinite of them, which would obviously result in infinite money, which results in more motors and whatnot. So yeah, that's really cool. Oh yeah, let's go get a belt. We should already have some dried kelp in here, hopefully. I try to regularly keep... Okay, well, not as much as I would have liked. That's all right. Might serve the purpose. Oh shit, I did not mean to put all my alloy in there. Alright. And I pretty much ignored the mob farm now as well. I guess that should be pointed out, but we don't really need it. I was collecting chicken eggs because I thought that might be a fun little thing to use for money. Because each chicken egg sells for $3, so I figured all you really need to do is set up a basic little... Oh, that's backwards. Hold on. Nope, that's sideways. Hold on. So I want it facing... I guess I can just do that. Oh, give me 1 second, everybody. Alrighty, sorry about that. Should be good to go. So yeah, let's try that. That. Where do I want to send this to? I mean, realistically, just right back over here, right? Let's see something. Do 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 do. If I were to break this, put this one into there. Is it all spinning the wrong way? Let's do it like this. Wait, but why is that not spinning on the back there? Oh, because this isn't actually spinning that one. Oh, it's turned the wrong way. And, there we go. And spinning the wrong way? Why is that fan still not working? Did I break something I didn't mean to? No, it looks like maybe this one. This doesn't make any sense because this wouldn't move that. I'm missing something? Ah. This is a large cogwheel. Did I have this? No? Why won't that spin that? Oh, maybe it's spinning it too fast. Okay, let me see if I do... Oh, God. Oh, it's sucking it now. Not really a great way for me to reverse this twice. I fucked up the system by trying to make it faster. You know, we may just go back to how it was before. I was just trying to do a little test demonstration. I'm gonna make it this damn difficult, though. Let's see. Let's go back here. Like that. Like that. Like that. Oh, I need to eat. I was wondering why I was moving so slow. We'll throw that one. That doesn't work either. Oh. It's because this one needed to be... No, I need it up on top. Not in front, on top. Create never seems to know where I want to place things, and it's mildly frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, mildly frustrating. So now everything should be working as intended. Yes. And I'll never touch this setup again. Just build a whole new one. That works. Alright, well, whatever. We'll go back to doing this. This will basically just allow us to transport power all over the base. So we could then, let's see, that one. Like that. And then obviously I could feed this into our machine here, yada, yada, yada. So I think that might be what we do in the future. Hold on. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm not sure what I was working on. Sorry. Stepped away for a little bit. So yeah, I guess we'll get everything set up with this belt and we'll eventually set this up to a super large scale where everything connects up off one system. That sounds really extraordinary. And over here, we're probably just going to set up another base place for doing Viridium and Ochrum. Maybe not Aciron, although we do need it for zinc. And you need zinc for brass. So yeah, maybe we'll do all three of those. But if I do, I'll probably do basically the same setup, but each of those three would be a different one down here. So one would be gold, one would be copper, one would be brass, or whatever the hell the other one needs. And of course, you can use tough as well. Tough works like this stuff as far as custom generating goes. And you can smash stuff down to basically get all of it. Gold, copper, zinc, nugget. But you only get the ingots. You don't get the stuff to wash to get the redstone. So, still think this is going to be your best bet, and especially for getting loads of money. Now, again, this episode did not actually take as long as I thought it would to actually explain everything, so maybe we'll add in some of the building bits as far as me constructing all of this, because that did all take a fair amount of time. But let's hop on down here, and we will take a look at this. I actually used the biome beans, and as you see, as we pass into this quadrant here, we go from ocean into plains. And that is why we now have chickens spawning, we have sheep, we have cows, and I believe it's only within this chunk here. So if we go out of this, oh no, this still says plains, this is ocean. That's weird. So is this ocean over on this side? Oh. This is ocean. This is ocean. This is plains. Why is it two off, I wonder? Anyways, basically a whole chunk gets turned into whatever biome beam you use. So yeah, there we go. We now have passive mobs that can spawn, and we can use the chickens to sell or whatever. Because again, eggs sell for 3, so if you put a whole bunch of chickens into a little tiny area, and then you have all their eggs being hoppered out or something into a cellar, obviously I think that would be a pretty good auto way of creating money as well. Probably on par with like the flint creation over here. Maybe a little bit less, but yeah. So I want to know what you guys and gals think. Should we continue this series and just build more contraptions? Should we move on to another one? Like I said, I do kind of want to move on to another one, but I've been having a lot of fun just setting this stuff up. Oh, look at that. Our first poisonous potato. At least the first one that I've noticed. Cool. Because, yeah, I mean, we basically have all of the means now. We have infinite lava, wood, food, money, which money's a big one because you can then buy, I mean, anything, right? The next thing that I would probably buy would be the creative filling tank, because I think I'm going to get the jetpack, and then we can just fly around. So maybe we have 1 or 2 more episodes in us where we get to the rest of the creative stuff here, because unlike most mod packs where you have to grind out a whole bunch of items and whatnot, all I really have to do to get that stuff is wait for our setup to produce enough, or set up an even bigger setup that makes money even faster. And then in that setup, we export everything into cellars. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. So that's probably what we'll do moving forward with this. But before we end out, I did say we would be going into the Nether. And I say we do that. Let's see. Flint and steel. We do have some nifty golden boots that I got from the mob farm. Blast protection, feather falling. Everything a young boy could want in the Nether. Probably wouldn't hurt me to have a shield. I don't think. How do you do a shield? Is it one of these and all of these, or is it opposite? No, that's right. Okay. And maybe we want to get another iron axe for defending ourselves, and maybe even an iron sword. We'll see. Okay. We have gold armor on. We are ready to rock and roll. Let's go into the Nether. I don't think it's super flat. I think it's still Nether styled, if I had to guess about it. But let's go confirm it. Yes. Yes, indeed. And we're in a very dangerous spawn location with pigs and piglins. So not fantastic, but, you know, we'll make it work. As we have with everything else. Lots of nether quartz. Piglins shouldn't shoot us, because we are wearing gold armor. Really, I'm just worried about the hoglins that spawn over there, but we appear to be doing alright. Could also be a good place to get infinite lava. If you use the hose pulley, you can come to the Nether, and as long as you can find a lava lake that has 10,000 source blocks of lava, you're good to go. But of course, then you have to transport the lava back to the overworld somehow, and this mod pack doesn't have ender tanks, so I don't know. We are going to wall this up, though, like so. That way nothing can get through. Cool. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you've been enjoying the series. Again, we may do one more episode. If we do, it'll kind of be the similar vein of, like, being a mega episode. We may do more than one more episode, just depending on, like, how deep into this I want to go. But I really like having the creative motor because that takes out a lot of the headache with creative, like make power and then increase its speed and then transfer it here, here, and here, and yada, yada, yada. So this makes things a lot more likely that I do more stuff because now we just have infinite power. Infinite rotational power, that is. But again, it'll probably be like on in the future after I've had a lot of time to work and build on this world and improve it in a surmountable way because it takes a long time to do all of this. We're on day 196, so almost 200 days of super flat create, and I mean, we did it. We got to creative stuff, so I don't feel like we've done a bad job necessarily. Just you know, maybe done things a little differently. Because I'm pretty sure going to the Nether was like, yeah, that's a quest. I never even picked up the obsidian because I made the portal in its spot. I just used lava and then dumped water on top of it. So, yep. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. We'll probably do at least one more, if not more episodes of this series. Like I said, I've really been enjoying it. Setting up all these create contraptions has been very fun to me. The only non-fun part is having to get all the way back up here if I fall off. So that's why we'll probably create the jetpack, maybe a train system, and we'll really dive into using our creative motor for everything that we can in the next episode. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like down below, comment in the comment section if you have any extra tips, tidbits, or extra things of information that you think may help me or anyone else that may come along and read the comments. Of course, ask any questions that you may have down in the comments. I do try to read them all and reply to all of them that I happen to notice. And if you happen to get a little, you know, thumbs up and a heart, but I don't reply, just know that that means that I read it. I just maybe didn't have enough time at the time, or my response would have been very very generic, like, okay, cool, or thanks. And sometimes I do those generic kind of responses, but you just don't always have it in you, and yada yada yada. So comment, like, subscribe if you're new here, you want to see more awesome content from yours truly. Of course, share this out with friends, family, strangers down the street, and random people you might meet. As per the usual, I do hope you all stay safe, stay awesome, and stay crafting. Until next time, you beautiful, beautiful people. Peace out.